Welcome. It's Breakaway Funding's October Investor Roundtable. Thank you for coming. We're so glad you could join us today. We hold these roundtables each month, bringing you new offerings and investment opportunities. You can use the control panel in the upper right-hand corner of your screen to ask questions during the Q&A. I'll unmute you and call on you to do that. If you have a question during the presentation, please use the box beneath the question section on your panel to type it in, and we'll get to it during the Q&A section. For those of you on social media, please feel free to tweet and follow along at #FundFriday. That's #FUNDFRIDAY. And now I'd like to introduce you to our host for today's event, Kim Castellanos. Kim is the former CEO of Circle Bank, a San Francisco Bay Area community bank, which she guided through 53 consecutive quarters of profitability and expanded from 1 to 6 branch locations. Now the founder and managing partner of Breakaway Funding, she is spearheading an innovative platform that brings that same care and commitment to creating thriving local economies by supporting business expansion and innovation. Kim?
Well, thank you so much, Scott, and thank you all for being here today. Our goal at Breakaway Funding is to be your go-to source for private equity investing. So we hope you will find this and future presentations informative and valuable, because we want these webinars to be part of a recurring event on your Google or Outlook calendar. Now, have you ever wondered how to become an early-stage investor in local or up-and-coming companies? Of course, everyone's dream is to be the owner of a Google, Twitter, or Facebook before they go public. But realistically, the chances are slim to none for the average person to get invited or to find those kind of gold mine investments. On a more practical and attainable level, however, there are literally hundreds of investment opportunities that exist today looking for early investors, you, and in whom you can invest. The question is, how do you find out about these opportunities? Well, you find out today here at Breakaway. And notwithstanding private equity investing in this country has historically been reserved for the wealthy few, the landscape is changing, and changing in your favor. Courtesy of recent regulatory events, including the Jobs Act of 2012, individual state crowdfunding exemptions, and by taking advantage of existing regulatory laws, private equity investing is being made available to everyone. Now it is your turn to participate. A brief introduction of who we are. Breakaway Funding is a complete capital raising and investing ecosystem, providing investors comprehensive and transparent due diligence documentation, analysis tools, and the technology platform for you to make informed investment decisions through a secure, convenient, and regulatory compliant website. But ultimately, you invest in people. These investor roundtables, or pitch parties as we like to call them, are not only about investment opportunities, but about meeting and connecting with the entrepreneurs raising capital, the very people you will be investing in. Today you will be meeting 2 local business owners and learning about their company strategies and investment proposals, after which you will have an opportunity to ask questions. At the end of the presentation, I will quickly describe our portal and how you can get more information and invest in these and other opportunities. Since private equity investing is governed under the Securities and Exchange laws, we have a few things to cover. First, our disclaimer. I am not a licensed investment advisor. My role here is to facilitate the meeting and interchange between you and the entrepreneurs. Please don't construe anything said today as an endorsement, assurance, tip, guarantee, or hint. There is extensive information available on our portal for each of the opportunities you will see today, and we anticipate you will complete your own due diligence before choosing to invest. And like any form of investing, there are risks, some quite unique to private equity investing. There's no guarantee of a return. All or part of your investment could be lost. These securities are not readily tradable or saleable. Please check each offering for specifics about transferability and sale. Frequency of reporting to investors may vary with each offering. In order that you should remain informed, please check each issuer's commitment to its investors. Due diligence is an important aspect of any informed decision-making process. That is why at Breakaway we view due diligence through the lens of community bankers. We want to ensure that you have a complete and robust set of documents with which to help you analyze risk and reward. Additionally, We have embedded an interactive financial modeling tool in each offering so that you may alter the company's financial plan assumptions to see how your changes affect the company's financial outcome. At this time, I would like to introduce to you our broker-dealer, Philip Wright. Philip is going to talk briefly about the role of the broker-dealer, the regulations governing crowdfund and private equity investing, and who can invest. Philip is the founder and CEO of Broker Bank Securities, Inc. and Crowdfunded Securities, Inc., which he has operated for the past 11 years. Philip, it's so nice to have you with us here again today.
Thanks, Kim, and thanks, everybody, for attending today. My broker-dealer firm has taken a special interest in crowdfunding, equity crowdfunding. I've got to be clear on that. Small companies that can't get capital from more traditional ways that they did in the past. Since we're dealing with equities, we have to comply with the Securities and Exchange Act and the Title II of the Jobs Act that was passed in 12. And so what I try to do to help Breakaway funding is make sure that their platform's compliant and that investors are protected with the securities laws. I've gone through myself with these offerings and tried to make sure that what has been represented is accurate. And I think we've got some very interesting companies. When you issue securities, you're dealing with the SEC and FINRA, which I'm a member of, and that requires a broker-dealer. And so there's a whole bunch of reasons for that, but basically we're trying to make sure that the investors and the issuer are aligned and can get the best result possible. So I want to thank everybody for coming today, and if you need to talk to the broker-dealer, I'm on the web, and you can just send me an email and or call me. I'm available at any time. I'm going to pass it back to Kim now. There you go, Kim.
Thank you so much, Philip. The moment you've all been waiting for. Let's move on to our first featured investment opportunity. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Andre Naj, founder and CEO of Functional Foods Technology of San Francisco. FFT is a slow-carb, low-glycemic line of bakery products designed with significantly more protein and fiber, less sugar and carbs, to provide sustained nourishment for diabetics and which helps to eliminate cravings and overeating. Andre?
Thank you, Kim, and good morning, everyone. Thank you for your interest and participation. I want to assure you that by the conclusion of this webinar, you will see a discernible opportunity to invest, the opportunity to become an agent of monumental change in this country's current health tsunami, and to comprehend today's market conditions that will allow you to capitalize on that investment. My name is Andre Naj. I am founded Functional Food Technologies in January of 2012. About myself, I came to California in 1988 on a full scholarship and studied at the Notre Dame de Namur University in Belmont. After graduating with honors in 1994, I began working in sales and marketing, in financial services, and in high-tech. Then I went on to health and nutrition and worked in the supplement industry. For the first time, I saw what positive changes, research-driven, and scientifically proven supplementation could do for both humans and animals. And feeling empowered, I took that experience into the contract manufacturing industry, venturing into making proprietary formulations and partnered in a 2-year clinical trial with our exclusive partner distributor, a $50 million revenue company in Central Europe. Meanwhile, living in Europe, I saw some other unique advancements small European companies were making in the food industry, and that really jolted me on the product potentials of FFT in the American market and diet, and especially to this country's health epidemic. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I would like to introduce our lead investor, Mark Lockenmeyer. When I met Mark 2 years ago, I talked to him about our products and gave him some muffins to try. He was one of the first people to grasp the health benefits of low glycemic foods. Mark is a serial investor. He invests in several startups. His background is including 26 years in commercial real estate, developing, leasing, and owning properties in the Silicon Valley, 6 years as a stockbroker. He also has a unique perspective on health since he also played professional baseball for 5 years, coached college baseball, and coached at 3 U.S. Olympic festivals. He understands health and human performance, as well as making the most of a great business opportunity and I'm so pleased to have him on our team. Mark?
Thank you, Andre, and thank you, Breakaway Funding, for this great opportunity to talk to investors. When I first met Andre, my mom was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and I had done a lot of research for her to help contain what is a horrible disease. We got her on a diet with low glycemic foods, and within 2 months her blood sugar was fine. She needed no medications, end of story. She maintains her diet and has had no relapses. Andre offered me some muffins when I met him that day. I ate one, I liked them. I brought a bunch to the office and they were gone in 5 minutes. The staff liked them and asked for more, free of course. I then went to the commercial bakery where Andre had made them and saw that they were easily produced with their typical manufacturing processes. I liked what I saw. The next step was to send some bread made with his unique flour mix to the lab. The lab came back with a 47 on the glycemic index. Now this is getting interesting, I said. Warren Buffett has always advocated, invest in something that you use, understand, have interest in, and your instincts tell you will be successful. I decided to take that next step and invest it. Here in the Silicon Valley, we look at old business models, dated processes, tired outcomes, and try to find better, faster, and more efficient modalities. Industries that are entrenched, lack imagination, are vulnerable. The baking industry is one such business. There's been very little innovation for wheat flour the last 40 years. The only innovation has been cheap, highly refined wheat flour that is creating health problems for those that consume its products. We are turning the U.S. obesity crisis into an opportunity to provide better-for-you, healthier, great-tasting baked products. FFT has an innovative, disruptive flour mix that's been tested to have 4 qualities that can change the way consumers will think and eat baked products. Those 4 qualities are, 1, our flour mix produces a tasty baked product from cookies, bread, muffins, bagels, pizza dough, and crackers. 2, the baked products that incorporate our flour mix have 2 times the protein, 2 times the fiber, and half the sugar of comparable products, which in turn produces what nutritionists and endocrinologists call a low glycemic food. That is a product that registers under 55 on the glycemic scale. 3, our flour mix can easily be substituted with half the traditional flour of existing recipes of baked products and incorporated in their typical manufacturing processes, or as what we like to term, it has plug-and-play capabilities. 4th and lastly, our flour mix is competitively priced with traditional flour mixes, and its ingredients are GRAS, generally recognized as safe. Ladies and gentlemen, investors, we're not asking consumers to stop eating what they love, and we're not trying to change their eating habits. We're providing the consumer a good-tasting, healthier, easily reproducible baked product that will be competitively priced. These baked products consumers have acquired a taste for, purchase, and consume in tremendous volumes. When I look at the money spent for costs related to obesity and for diabetes-related diseases, $174 billion a year, while $20 billion a year is spent on unhealthy baked products. You say, where's the breaking point, the inflection point when innovation, public policy, a movement steps in to solve this epidemic of blindness, amputations, kidney, liver, pancreas, and heart disease? That breaking point is now. Americans will not change their $20 billion a year eating habits on unhealthy baked products overnight, especially when large multinational corporations have spent years and billions of dollars developing their iconic brands and loyal customers. Our eating habits are deeply entrenched, and FFT can redirect those habits to a healthy alternative. The size of this market is estimated at 100 million consumers who are at risk. In 5 years, gluten-free reached $5 billion in annual sales. 7 years ago, gluten-free was literally unheard of. People are looking for solutions to eat better and stay healthy. FFT sees a large vacuum here in a grossly underserved market with very few options to consume tasty, competitively priced, high-protein, high-fiber, low-glycemic baked goods. FFT can fill that vacuum. If FFT can capture just 1% of that market of affected population, sales could easily reach $60 million per year. The raw numbers of 100 million Americans at risk, the $20 billion in annual sales of baked products are compelling market conditions for the products FFT can offer. The solution to this health crisis is complicated. There'll be no easy solution. But part of the solution can be leveraging existing American eating habits and tastes of baked products with all their marketing, branding of these traditional foods. FFT can offer the same products, but a significantly healthier version with twice the protein, twice the fiber, and half the sugar with a low glycemic index. These foods will be tasty, competitively priced, and easily manufactured. We don't want to reinvent the wheel, just put some new tires on. When we look at the competition in the low glycemic space, we see niche players in bread, tortillas, and chips, an occasional energy bar, but that's about it. Why so few? First of all, the technology used in these products is typically more expensive and time-consuming to make the product, and not always healthier. And second of all, the technology is not transferable to other baked products. The 800-pound gorilla in the room is the major manufacturers that are making inexpensive and unhealthy products are not going to destroy their brands by educating the consumers that their products are not healthy for you and that they should eat another product. The food industry responds in a reactionary way. Remember, fat-free, then sugar-free, now gluten-free. But low glycemic is not a fad. With established brands, we can be the Intel inside, or as I like to say, the avant-carb inside, or we can compete against the major brands and give consumers a healthy choice with our own brand and or smaller competitors' brands. With the FFT flour mix, we can offer a wide variety of tasty products. That flexibility can help us penetrate many different market segments, whether from a demographic standpoint, kids, senior citizens, moms, athletes, to a geographical market segmentation, the Northeast, West Coast, Deep South, etc. Testing has confirmed our taste and texture are comparable with major brands, and lab testing has validated high protein, high fiber, low glycemic characteristics. FFT will take a multi-pronged approach to reach consumers. The first is to engage the market directly with the diabetic community. They are the most in need. They understand the benefits of a low glycemic baked product and see and feel the immediate positive health results of eating these foods. The diabetic population is a well-defined market, easily contacted through direct mail and various websites, conventions, and health organizations. Subscription-based online orders will be shipped directly from our manufacturing facility. Part of our direct marketing, thanks to the growth of social media, is to market to the moms out there who are doing everything they can to keep their children healthy and not overweight. Moms are very reachable via this method. The second is to leverage existing small to medium-sized bakeries to enable them to sell their products with our Intel inside, employ our plug-and-play manufacturing model to their existing customer base, or to compete to get new customers offering a high-protein, high-fiber, low-glycemic alternative to their competitors' traditional baked products. The third is to go to Costco, Walmart, and Trader Joe's and enable them to use their in-house brand with, again, the Intel inside to offer a healthy alternative to their traditional products. FFT's gross projected revenues can reach $60 million per year within a 5-year time frame. These projections are based on 3 well-established sales channels that produce billions in revenue per year. With any business, startup costs are hard to predict, and there's always surprises. The good news, with FFT's business model, there are not a lot of capital expenditures as reflected in these financial highlights. Through Andre's legwork and experience in contract manufacturing and outsourcing, he has set up several, what the industry calls co-packing facilities. That is, existing food production facilities that have idle time and lease out the facility and essentially charge on a per unit cost. FFT's business model drives our financial model. We provide the ingredients, recipe, packaging, and materials to the co-packers. We train the facility's employees and begin production, storage of inventory, and shipping of the product. These establish relationships with co-packing businesses. They are mean and lean, and they will help drive down our costs. The Friends, Family, and Angel Round has provided a strong foundation for FFT. That foundation includes the lab testing to confirm FFT's flour blends of low glycemic properties in a baked product, confirmation with local co-packers and food manufacturers that our flour blend can plug and play with their recipes, development of 3 high-end cookies and a cracker from food development specialist Matson here in Foster City, California, potential co-packers and facilities ready to produce FFT products. We are ready for the next step, the Series A and $1 million to hit the ground running with sales, marketing, production, and continual development. The Series B round of $10 million is anticipated to grow the company into a $50 million a year sales organization and make an impact on the way Americans eat and their health. The structure of the investment is the classic Silicon Valley model, similar to the one that was used for our angels, friends, and family. We employ a convertible note that converts to equity in the company. Based on security laws here in the United States and California, the minimum investment is $1,000 and multiples thereof. FFT projects gross revenues to reach $60 million per year within a 5-year time frame. These projections are based upon well-established sales channels that produce billions in revenue per year. Companies like ours sell at multiples of 2 times gross sales to private equity and food investment entities. With an investment in FFT, America's improved health could be our investors' newly acquired wealth. Thank you for your time and attention today, and please feel free to ask questions of myself, Andre, or Joe Cooney, our financial analyst. And thanks again.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you, Andre. We're going to open up the lines now for a few questions. As a reminder, if you have a question for FFT, please click on the hand icon on your control panel. Scott will take the calls in the order they are received.
Thank you, Kim. Andre, Mark, we have the first question from Robin. Is the flour produced in a verified peanut-free environment?
Good question, and the answer to that is I need to get back to you on that. It can be done. Thank you.
Great, thank you. And this question from David. Have your products been reviewed or approved by third parties?
Yes, sure it has. I don't know what classifies a third party, but we have conducted focus groups in small clinical trial settings. We're actually an online attendee of a physician, and an RN was there to, check for blood glucose elevation. I don't know if that was the nature of the question or actually from the taste perspective.
Thank you. And this question for Jennifer. How quickly can your products reach the shelves?
Well, our model, again, is an online. We have intentions to go on Amazon.com as well as others and our own website. We mentioned the subscription base. And I believe by getting the traction and our next, this round of funding will enable us to then reach into the region, at least, just like Udi's did, into maybe a Whole Foods or, again, a Costco, and do the pilots. And that's our plans.
Great, thank you. And this question from Jane. Where can we find your products, or is it available for tasting?
Jane, thank you for the question. And we are planning to put on roadshows, for the lack of better expression, where we actually will, you can meet us, everybody on staff, and also have abundance of great tasting muffins, cookies, crackers, bagels, and maybe other goods.
Thank you. And this our last question from Kunal. Where can we go to learn more about your company?
Well, Kunal, thank you for the question. We have, of course, a section on Breakaway funding site, but in more details, obviously, we will be issuing the prospectus, which will, of course, fully entail all the details of our financials and the marketing and everything. Really purposely, we haven't launched the website yet. It's been done, but have not launched it. So we would like to take this offline and then meet with you and then discuss all the questions you have.
Thank you so much, Andre. Thank you, Mark. And we'll hand it back to Kim.
Thank you. Thank you, Kim.
Thank you very much. Again, if you have any interest in finding more about FFT, please visit our website at www.breakawayfunding.com and look for the FFT logo. Next, we will be hearing from Michael Kwong, founder and CEO of E2 Lighting of Hayward. E2 specializes in the marketing and sales of LED lighting for residential, commercial, and industrial markets, offering a one-to-one retrofit energy solution. Their product provides more than an 85% savings compared with traditional lighting sources and lasts 20 times longer. If one of your investment filters includes clean energy, then E2 Lighting might be an investment opportunity for you. Michael, please tell us more about LED lighting.
Hi, my name is Michael Kwong. I'm the founder of E2 Lighting. Let me tell everybody about myself. I graduated from USC in 1995, and I really think that I am a serial entrepreneur. After graduating from college, I bought my first business. The business was a bike shop. Started with $300,000 in sales, and we grew that sales with my brother Kenny up to $1.2 million in sales in 3 years. And we've done that business for the next 10 years. Since I majored in finance, I was always curious about corporate finance. So I went to Wells Fargo Bank. I was a business banker for a few years. And I moved on to East West Bank, become corporate banking. After 6 years in the banking industry, I truly realized that I was an entrepreneur. And I was ready for my next challenge. I moved to China in the Shenzhen area. I started working with this company called Sunseed Development. We work with various factories in terms of sourcing, manufacturing, and do testing for LED products. And from working with various factories, I met some great people. I met a gentleman named Mike Wu and Alan Wang. They both have over 5 years each in experience in LED business. So we have a combined of over 14 years of LED experience in the Shenzhen area where all the lights being manufactured. And we have great opportunity to meet a lot of large buyers from the United States as well. And during the process, we were also involved in doing UL, DLC, and Energy Star certifications. And these were critical in entering the U.S. market. Now, E2 Lighting is poised to light up the world. And the way I would look at it is, as you fly maybe about 8 o'clock into any big city, you see the whole city's all light up. So all those lights are composed of tubes, floodlights, high bay, street lights, and garage fixtures. And E2 Lighting is creating LED lighting product for all these different fixtures and lighting products. Current technology using fluorescent tubes uses about 30 to 40 watts of power, and it can replace between 15 and 18 watts of power with LED lighting solutions. And that's over 60% in savings. With the fluorescent, they're rated life between 5 to 10,000 hours. With LED, we're rated up to 50,000 hours and higher. And another example, it's the metal highlight. Uses a 450 watt power to be replaced by 150 watt of power. Metal highlights are only rated up to 5,000 hours, whereas LED products are rated over 50,000 hours. So that's a tremendous saving in terms of maintenance costs and also energy savings. And that's how we see we can light up the world. The lighting industry is a $50 billion market. So I would say 1% of that represent a 500 million market shares, and we can manage that. But LED is a very disruptive technology for the lighting industry. In the past, with fluorescent and incandescent very easily manufactured. Now with LED is a complex manufacturing process in terms of construction, packaging, design, and there's various combinations in building this product. With government subsidies in rebates and different programs in place, certification is replacing brand. In the past, where people recognize the brand as quality. But with government different programs and incentives, we're leveling the playing field. for players like E2 Lighting coming into the market. And we're making products and meeting demands from the integrators and energy consultants to consult to the building owners throughout the market, the lighting industries. According to Forbes, LED will capture over 60% of the global market in the next 5 years. E2 Lighting will continue to make solutions with DLC and Energy listed products that represent rebate, high-quality products. And our focus target market is reaching the lighting and building improvement group, where they have access to the high-energy lighting and consumer group for these lighting products. And we're helping integrators and energy consultants with their target market consumers, which is the commercial industrial building. So E2 is bringing manufacturing low-cost product from the factory floor to the end user ceilings in a shorter cycle, cutting out the middleman. But we're not the only game in town. There are other players as well. Let me discuss a little bit about them. For example, we have ADG Electronics. They manufacture 150-watt high bay fixtures, and they're selling theirs at $259. E2 is able to do that for at $239, and we're using a high-quality component chip, which is the Philips chips, and we're using a meanwhile driver, very stable. The chip is rated for over 100,000 hours, and whereas the driver is rated for over 50,000 hours. Maxlight is doing a product. It's got a 2x4 traffic retrofit kit, and their products at a 50-watt at $75 wholesales. E2 is working on a 30-watt retrofit kit, and we're selling that at $35 in the untapped market. Another product we want to look at is Revolutionary Lights Power 38 spotlights. The current wholesale price is at $27. E2 is coming up, already having a product that's Energy Star at 22-watt using COB technology. Now don't forget the big elephant in the house, which is Philips. Philips' new product is a ballast compatible T8 tubes. Their wholesale cost is at $17. They're only ballast compatible. So when the ballast is out, they have to buy a new ballast, which is about $15 to $18. Whereas E2s are a universal ballast compatible product. We're selling ours at $16 with 5-year, 50,000 hour DLC qualifying. So when the ballast goes out, they don't need to replace the ballast. They simply wire it directly to the power supplies. So it's a more comprehensive solutions. So E2 differentiate ourselves because we can bring in shorter logistics cycles to reaching the end consumer, therefore cutting out the middleman. We're able to have a great design and a production team, so we can always come up with innovative lighting, LED lighting solutions for our customers with certifications. And we also, at the same time, we work with different materials to come up with great design at a very competitive price against our competitors. And thus, we're giving better margins for our consultants and integrators, getting the newest products to get to the customers. So with our strong team in China developing these great products, combined with our strong sales and marketing teams to launch in this national campaign throughout North America, we're able to go to market. Our market strategies is to develop a great website and great catalog to communicate effectively our product to the user, attending trade shows to meeting our target customers, and these are the integrators and the consultants to the building owners. So we're assisting them, the integrators and consultants, with recommending various LED replacement and work with them on return on investment report to justify the replacement for their customers. So we're helping our customers in the commercial and industrial space, and as a result, we have a $3.6 million pipeline that we're working with currently, and some of the products in this pipeline include a 500,000 piece dimmable bulb that's waterproof for the poultry industry, and their warehouse in terms of replacing the metal highlight with high bay solutions. As I was said before, that they had a much higher life expectancy and rated for a longer period of time and a tremendous amount of saving for energy and maintenance costs. So we'll continue to go to trade show and build our pipelines, but we're limited to getting more shows because we have to service each customer and they high demand from us. So we have to hire more personnel and also more samples to get to the customers. let's look at our financial highlights projected. So in 2013, we did around $20,000 in sales. The majority of that, all of that, is actually samples to the customers. And we're able to do that without losing money. And basically that represents our 70% of our cost of goods sold in our sales. And we have very low operation expenses, mainly because of me and Kenny are reaching our customers and expense it here. We really have a very low expense in the United States. In 2014, currently we are at $170,000, and some of that is for actual usage, and majority of that is still sampling different products for the customers, so they could fill their pipeline for the additional sales, the $3.6 million in pipeline. And our cost of goods sold, we're still actually we're increasing at a 20% rate now, and that's being solidified based on our financial reports. And operation expenses increase because we have to hire more people to serve more customers, but we're getting more efficient as we grow our business. Each person can handle a lot more bigger sales. So in 2015, we see we're going to be hiring more people and paying more sales commission, and our revenue is going to hit at $3 million. That's a very conservative forecast. And our cost of goods sold, we expect that to decreasing rate and growing only at about 16% instead of 18% from the previous year. And we'll continue to increase our increase our sales revenue a higher percentage and our cost of goods and a lower percentage, and we can able to buy a lot more material, and so without decrease our cost of goods sold. Currently, our friends and family will have invested over $50,000. Personally, for our founders' standpoint, we invest over $300,000 in terms of certifications, samples, and inventories. If we've done that in the U.S. for certification alone, that will cost over $1 million, because we have the insight in getting certifications. I mean, for one UL certification and an Energy Star certification, it will run between $100,000 to $200,000 per model or per SKU. And you have to have hire a consistent team to keep on upgrading different version every 6 months according to Energy Stars. Our aim is to raise $1 million to help with development and sales and marketing, mainly in the United States. So in terms of our offering, it's a 5-year quarterly interest with interest rate as high as 10%. And we require a minimum investment of $500,000. And to make it a win-win giveaway for both for yourself and our business, is a 10% off on the lighting products for yourself and for your business needs. So that's in addition to the rebate you'll get from the utility company. So we all win, everybody wins, and the environment wins. So we expect to repay the loan within 5 years. And the repayment of this loan will come from the sales of the products. And another option is going public. As we increase our sales and getting more contracts, I'll be bought out by large players in the market space because they see how great our marketing strategy and our product are being developed. And the worst case scenario is the liquidation of company asset, customer base, and our inventory to repay our lenders, our investors. So thank you, everybody, for this opportunity to listen to this presentation. And you can find out more about us at Breakaway Funding under E2 Lighting. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Scott. And once again, I'd like to thank all of our presenters today, Andre, Mark, and Michael, for sharing your vision, your passion, and your opportunity with us. That concludes our event for October, but before we sign off, I'd like to leave you with a couple of closing thoughts. If you had the chance to invest in a Twitter, Google, or Facebook, where would you be today? Let's face it, like most of us, you probably would never have access to these types of opportunities. But today at Breakaway Funding, we are changing that paradigm. Like never before, you have the chance to get in early on opportunities that are meaningful to your portfolio and which have historically been denied you. I personally invite each of you to become part of the ownership culture of these and other companies raising capital through Breakaway Funding. It's simple, it's fast, it's free, it's secure, and it is compliant. Sign up today at breakawayfunding.com and take advantage of becoming an early investor to these incredible investment opportunities. Again, thank you all for joining us. Welcome to our investor community, and we look forward to seeing you next time.